Budget Bites. We're back. And
Hey!
Julie May is sitting to my right. We now have a theme song, or as they said in my barbershop days, a seam thong, which is a weird thing to say. But we are here talking through our E3 2026-2027 budget, which is everyone's favorite topic.
Installment
And
was
our last
on
episode.
our last episode was on the administrative and personnel costs in the budget.
Attack of the Clones. Oh, sorry.
and
Episode
so
2.
and so this episode we're going to focus on the good stuff, on the
Ooh,
ministry chunk
okay.
of our budget. So the aspects of our budget that focus on our worship activities, our connection, and our service.
Love it.
And-
And just a quick commercial for the upcoming budget QA meeting. It'll be June 3rd at 6:30 p.m. So just make sure that's on your calendars as you're contemplating your future life.
Yes.
So with that, Julie May, what are we going to start off with?
Let's go ahead and start out with worship.
Okay.
Okay. And so when you might say, well, Pastor Scott, what does it cost us to get together and have you talk at us and have the good people sing? Like what are the expenses that really come into play for worship?
Yeah, I mean, we can do it on the cheap. That is an option we could do. But you will find that as you look at the stage, a lot of things that are, as if you've been around for a long time, a lot of things just kind of blend into the background, but it's all the cables, all the boxes are called DI boxes, and they stop the electromagnetic interference from, you need these boxes for the instruments, otherwise they sound awful. And our instruments and our worship sounds amazing. It's one of the biggest draws. The preaching, meh, but the worship is amazing here at Elementary Church. And so that's some of the worship tech. The tech, even these microphones were bought with the budget lines here. The art stage decor for Easter, for Christmas, a lot of those things we found are just ways in which people can either, and we do have people who will just buy Easter lilies, but it's nice to have that backup in case we don't have a donor for those Easter lilies to buy an Easter lily that I can mutilate on stage as a sermon prop.
Right, as one does sometimes.
As one does sometimes.
What have we had to replace in the last year for worship tech?
We have had to replace a projector
Mm-hmm.
that at the time I was climbing up on a ladder to turn it on and turn it off. I also had a little mouse that I put inside there and said, "Run, little mouse, run."
And then the mouse died.
And it was sad. Jerry just couldn't go any further, and Tom was tired of chasing him. So we had to replace that projector. Yeah, and it was a hefty projector, but this new one, crystal clear, and I don't need a ladder.
Yeah, and it's funny because we kind of sometimes think like, well, how does this really impact somebody's spiritual experience?
Right.
But the Sunday experience can be really, really impactful for folks who are there and willing to be vulnerable and connect with God and having the ability to see the words to the song, to the lyrics to the songs, and be able to hear all of the instrumentation and the vocals, as well as the sermon. We've had some issues in the past with our mics, with our our wireless mics. So just the clarity is. You think like, how important is it? Well, it is pretty important
Absolutely.
for understanding and to really have an experience that's going to facilitate some of those moments that people really do have here, where they feel the Holy Spirit, where they feel comforted, where they feel engaged in that transformation and that experience. And so it is really important that we consider that and have a little bit of planning in
Absolutely.
case we need to get something there.
Yeah, I just one quick add on to your point there, because it's perfect, is that we believe the Holy Spirit can move in a garage without a microphone and one person playing a ukulele. Absolutely, but the things in which can distract you from the Holy Spirit moving are so numerous on a Sunday, and so we try to take those away with some of the things, the nice add-ons we use in our worship.
That's a really good point. Yeah. So that really encapsulates our worship section of the budget. So we're going to look at our service aspects. We have an area of the budget that's focused on our local service initiatives, as well as one that's focused on our global service initiatives. So let's start with local.
Okay.
So this particular budget, we're slightly increasing what we had budgeted this year for our partnership with W.T. Moore and elementary school. And so part of that, as far as I understand, is that, again, in the ways that we've been blessing them with their reading celebration that we do every spring, and Hot Dog Palooza, and celebrating the teachers and the teacher appreciation. A lot of the things that we've been purchasing, again, are part of those consumables that have gone up in price.
Absolutely, and that's the biggest part of that. We really want to come alongside that school and just tell those teachers and those students, hey, we are behind you as a church. And I just have had so many amazing interactions there. And even walking through the halls, you see this beautiful mural that Kevin Grab, one of our longtime attenders, painted. It's just our fingerprints are all over that school in a way that where, in 2026, a lot of schools don't want partnerships with churches. We've done it the right way, and kudos to Pastor Mike for doing that.
And in some of our areas of ministry, of local ministry, our budget's decreasing. And that's because we've had maybe some additional supplemental funds that we've been able to use. So, for example, for our Serve pantry and our food pantry, we have historically budgeted a portion of money to go towards supplemental food. So when the donations are not there from either Second Harvest or from our community, we have some funds to go out and do some supplementation. But I see that we're able to reduce that slightly, and also we have some discretionary funds that we've taken down because I guess that would maybe indicate that they're just not haven't been needed, and so we're
Right.
able to go ahead and cut in that area because we also have, for some of these initiatives, we also have what we call designated funds, and those are funds that people that are outside of this budget, of this general budget, that folks have said, I only want this money, these funds, to go toward this local ministry, like local ministry works of E3. So we actually do have some supplemental funds that are based on the giving of above and beyond of folks in our community.
Mm-hmm. The food crisis of 2025, where our government shut down, we had some tremendous donors, almost $20,000 donated. And there'll be another episode talking about the Serve Tallahassee quandary we're in 2026, 2027. So, if you're looking, I don't know where this is going to be located, but scroll up or down, and you'll find an episode just on Serve Tallahassee.
Yeah, that's a good teaser for what's to come. So, so those are really. Oh, and I didn't really focus on this, but in our budget, you'll notice that our ramp build line is staying the same. So we have $1,200 that we have dedicated to any needs, any costs that we have related to our ramp builds, which is another phenomenal ministry that has brought so many people into our community, as well as just even if we haven't come into our community, has really changed lives for folks who have mobility that they didn't have before.
So, Julie May,
Mhm.
are you going to Guatemala next year?
Probably not, because
Oh, I
I
was trying to
still
trap
have
you on film.
I know, and I would love to. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Anybody that's considering doing it, please look into it because it's a phenomenal experience. But I have a little guy that's still pretty little,
You
so
Put him in your pocket and bring him along.
so I probably won't personally be attending that trip, but we will have a team going to Guatemala. That's almost a certainty with
Mhm.
our partnership with Porch de Solomon there in Panajachel. And so we do have in our global outreach section of our ministry, again, this is our general budget. So this is not, we're going to fund you if people go above and beyond and give certain money specifically to these different global outreach ministries. This is what we as a community have committed to and dedicated to doing. So, for example, for us, we do have a fund to support team leaders who are leading some of these short-term trips. I have done that myself, and it's an amazing experience. But in order to supplement for that team leader the cost of the trip, so that they can, it's a lot of extra work in terms of organizing all of the preparatory meetings. We also have $500 for Uganda and Guatemala and global discretionary.
Mm-hmm. In the past, we used that for Kenya and for Haiti. We are always open to explore new options, new partnerships. Kenya, we built a well. Haiti, we had a health clinic. There's no shortage of needs in the national side.
And speaking specifically about missionaries and having relationships to us, we do have some missionaries that are our missionaries here from E3 that we love, and those are the Foxes.
Love you, Katie.
We love you, Cody and Katie, and fam, and kiddos, and so they are serving in Uganda at Good Shepherd's Fold, and so we have committed as a community to provide $500 a month. We've talked about worship. We've talked about service. Let's talk about connection briefly. So connection. When we look at connection, we look at a couple different things. We have $6,000 that focuses on the connection that we do for non-Sunday events, which are kind of our special events that we do throughout the year. What's an example of some of those things?
For what is an example of one of those?
Is Donut Sunday one of those things?
Donut Sunday. Oh my God. Okay, thank you. One of my favorite festival days, Donut Sunday would be one of those. And we also have done so many community dinners.
Yeah.
We did last year a really fun party for the kids' kickoff for school, phone party, which if you weren't there, you need to come this year because it is a entertainment and a meal at the same time.
Yeah, and so these are things that we can do where folks in our community can come and socialize, but also bring friends and just say,
Absolutely.
hey, this is like just a low stakes kind of like, hey, we're just a bunch of people hanging out, being silly or whatnot. And so we that is part of the support we're doing when we're talking about our non-Sunday
Yeah.
outward community events. Exactly. And then so that kind of leads us into inward. So that's our Sunday experience. So the costs, in addition, we're not just talking about the worship tech, but actually the hospitality inward experience. That's where we're talking about the coffee bar and the drinks and
We get Costco coffee, believe it or not. It's not, it's not bougie coffee here. This is Costco coffee, friends.
and you know what? I think it tastes pretty good. It's
Brewed
good.
with the Holy Spirit.
But we do have we are figuring out our systems so that we can both include folks who want to donate, but also come up with an efficient way of being able to procure all this stuff that is good stewardship and that gives everybody what they need to have on a Sunday morning.
You know what we do is we take the baptismal water that's left over, and that's what we use for the coffee.
Oh.
So it's holy, see, and then just brewed through the beans, and it's
Oh, cool.
beautiful, beautiful.
Yes. So also Wednesday night meals. Wednesday nights have become a big community night here. We did for years that really wasn't something that was part of our community
Absolutely.
programming and what we do. But now recently we have E3 kids, we have youth, we have several groups that are meeting on Wednesday nights, and so
Classes and groups, yeah.
yeah, classes and groups. Sometimes there's a class that's time limited. Some groups that are longer term are meeting Wednesday nights, and really to facilitate that experience, especially for families who are trying to wrangle children and figure it out.
Take away all the excuses, yeah.
Yes, having a meal on Wednesday, and we do ask for folks to put a donation toward that, but being able to have some money to be able to fund that to get it started every year is really important. Again, in being able to facilitate participation, because
Absolutely. There's some high schoolers who come who do not have the funds, unfortunately, to do that
right.
every meal, and so we just say, hey, don't worry about it. Some of the adults who attend, don't worry about it. We want to make sure everyone's welcome and included. And huge shout out to Kendra Brown for all the food she brings and her amazing sous chefs, Barb and John Stott.
Yes.
Yes, he's cutting food right now. I can
It
smell
smells amazing.
Amazing.
So, finally, our last part of that, in part of our connection, are just the expenses that are associated with discipleship. And so that's talking about our growth groups, the supplies we use for E3 kids, for youth, for women's ministry, men's ministry, etc. And so that does make up a considerable amount of our ministry budget when we're looking at curricula, materials needed for things like VBS for our kids. We do that. This is our second year doing that, and it was hugely successful last year. We all had a great time, and we're going to be doing it again, as well as just the content that we as folks at E3 Kids are teaching the children every week.
This is who this budget line's for.
Look at
right
this.
Here. She's came in
E3 Kids.
unannounced. Put this in the outtakes, or actually let's leave it in.
Yeah, we should leave it in.
Oh,
Oh, poor.
There we go. You got a
Poor
little
girl.
cough there.
You okay? Oh
Okay,
man.
Well, this is a
And we
very sad-
will be staffing. We will have cough medicine on hand
Yes,
at
that's
E3
right.
Kids for all of
do
the
it for the sick
do it for
child.
the-
Give towards our
for
church.
the kids, for the kids.
children, for the sick children.
It's like this is taking a turn here. That's okay.
Well, thank you, Julie May, for your time, and thank you, Lily, for your accidental coming in during this video. And be sure to check out our other episodes.
Yes.
And now she's sneezing and
Uh-oh.
coughing, and this is now an act. So with that, God bless. Thank you so much, and see you next time.
See you next time.